We're talking about the New York Giants in their 100th season and one of the greatest players that ever played for them. And it's a little clue today. He's a defensive player. We have this and more coming up in just a moment.
This is the Pigskin Daily History Dispatch, a podcast that covers the anniversaries of American football events throughout history. Your host, Darren Hayes, is podcasting from America's North Shore to bring you the memories of the gridiron, one day at a time.
Hello, my football friends. This is Darren Hayes of PigskinDispatch.com. Welcome once again to the Pig Pen, your portal to positive football history, and welcome to our New York Giants 100 celebration, 100 seasons of the New York Giants. And boy, have we had a lot of fun talking about this great historic franchise and some of the great players and legends of the game that have played. We're going to talk about a Hall of Famer today, one of the greatest defensive backs that ever played the game. He wore big blue in New York City. His name was Emlen Tunnell, and he left his mark on the sport of football as one of the first African-American players to break the color barrier in the National Football League. Tunnell excelled on the field and paved the way for countless black athletes to follow in his footsteps. Born just west of Philadelphia in Bryn Mawr, Pennsylvania in 1926, some have it down as 1924. We're not sure of that. There's been some little bit of discrepancy on that. But Tunnell's athletic prowess was no discrepancy. It's a fact. It was evident from a young age. He was a great athlete as a youth star of the Radnor High School 11, where he played halfback in 1940 and 1941. And went on to play football in college for the Toledo Rockets in 1942. But World War II interrupted his playing career, and he served his country in the U.S. Coast Guard. And he honed his skills with the San Francisco Coast Guard pilots in 1944 with their team that they had going on. Now, Tunnell was dedicated to the Coast Guard member and a hero. The youngster was decorated for bravery and camaraderie when he received the Silver Life-Saving Medal for rescuing a shipmate from a fire during an enemy torpedo attack in 1944. He also rescued another fellow crewman who fell into the ocean 2 years later in 1946. When his service to his country ended after the war, Tunnell resumed his studies and collegiate gridiron career with the Iowa Hawkeyes in 1946 and 1947. In 46, Emlen led the team in total offense and was second in rushing yards. The following season, he trumped that with a fantastic game in which the speedster registered an Iowa single game record with 155 receiving yards and 3 touchdowns on 6 receptions. Returning to Garrett Hill neighborhood, where his family lived just outside of Philadelphia, with leaving school to earn money, Tunnell hitched a ride on a banana truck from his PA home to the Polo Grounds to try out for Jack Mara and the New York Giants of football. On July 4th, 1948, Emlen was signed by the New York Giants, becoming the first African-American to ever be on the franchise's roster. Tunnell's rookie season with the Giants was a resounding success. In just 3 starts and 10 appearances, he intercepted 7 passes and returned 1 touchdown, one of those for a touchdown in 10 games. Now, throughout his career, Tunnell excelled on the field. He was a 9-time Pro Bowl selection, named to the NFL's 50th anniversary all-time team, and ranked 79th on the NFL's top 100 players in the 2010 NFL Network show. In addition to his defensive prowess, Tunnell made significant contributions as a punt and kickoff returner. Tunnell's exceptional performance in 1951 earned him recognition as a first-team All-Pro by the Associated Press and United Press International. His remarkable achievements that year included leading the NFL with a career-high 489 punt return yards and scoring on 4 non-offensive touchdowns. Now, one of those touchdowns came on a 100-yard kickoff return, showcasing his speed and agility. Tunnell's total 716 kick and punt return yards ranked second best in the NFL in 1951. His impressive average of 37.8 yards per kick return and 3 punt returns for touchdowns remained a Giants franchise record. Additionally, his 9 interceptions and an average of 14.4 yards per punt interception return ranked him 3rd in the NFL that season, further highlighting his defensive prowess. In 1952, number 45's exceptional performance earned him further recognition. He was again selected as a first-team All-Pro by the Associated Press and UPI. His defensive prowess was on display as he led the NFL with 6 fumble recoveries. Additionally, Tunnell showcased his versatility by leading the league in punt returns with 411 yards and averaging 13.7 yards per return. It was remarkable that he gained more yardage in his kick and interception returns than any one Giants running back did in rushing that season. He played on the G-Men until 1958 when his defensive coordinator, Vince Lombardi, left his position with the Giants to become the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, and Tunnell followed suit and went to Green Bay after him. After retiring from playing, Tunnell would become one of the first black men to be a full-time NFL assistant coach. His accomplishments and accolades testify to his uncanny ability to excel on the field. He had 79 career interceptions, were an NFL record, and remained second in NFL history, having surpassed in 1979 by fellow Iowa Hawkeye Paul Krause. His 1,282 interception return yards were an NFL record for 4 decades and ranked 5th in the NFL history as of 2017. His 258 punt return yards were an NFL record, but ranked 19th in league history. His 2,209 punt return yards are an NFL record, but ranked 30th. He played 158 consecutive games, which also was an NFL record when he retired. During his 14-year NFL career, Tunnell totaled 16 fumble recoveries and 8.6 yards per punt return, 1,215 yards on 46 kickoff returns for a 26.4 average on those kick returns. Tunnell's achievements were honored in numerous occasions. He was the first Black American to be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame and the first strictly defensive player to be inducted into the Hall. He was on the All-Decade team of 1969 for the All-60s team, the All 1950s All-Decade team, solidifying his status as one of the best players of that era. The All-Pro team, that same year, the Pro Football Hall of Fame named him to the all-time All-Pro team, further cementing his legendary status. He also made it to the Iowa Sports Hall of Fame in 1975, being recognized as one of the best contributors to football at the school, University of Iowa. The Sporting News in 1999 ranked him number 70 on the Sporting News list of top 100 greatest football players, showcasing his enduring impact on the team. And New York Giants Ring of Honor he was selected in 2010, honored by the Giants and being included on the team's Ring of Honor at MetLife Stadium, a testament to the significant contributions to the franchise. Also, as we said earlier, he was 79th on the NFL's 100 greatest players of all time on NFL Network in 2010, and the 50 greatest players in New York Giants history in 2014, ranked second most outstanding player in New York Giants history, a testament to his exceptional impact on a team. He had a statue erected in his honor in 2018 in Delaware County, Pennsylvania, honoring Tunnell's legacy and commemorating his significant contributions to the sport near his hometown. And one of the highest honors to his legacy occurred on October 15, 2021, when the U.S. Coast Guard commissioned the USGC Emlen Tunnell, WPC 1145 Patrol Forces Southwest Asia's 4th 154-foot Sentinel-class cutter into service at Penn's Landing in Philadelphia. Now, that was just some tremendous things for a tremendous player, a great defensive back, the great returner, Emlen Tunnell, Hall of Fame, and one of the greatest players in New York Giants and NFL history. We hope you enjoyed this little bit of football history. We hope you join us each and every Monday as we talk about the Giants during 2024, during their 100th season, some of the greatest players, events, coaches, and items that concern with the Giants. And we have more coming at you for the rest of this season. If you haven't listened to them yet, make sure you check out this little ditty that we have coming up that we had last week, then you'll enjoy that too. So next time, everybody, have a great Gridiron Day. That's all the football history we have today, folks. Join us back tomorrow for more of your football history. We invite you to check out our website, pigskindispatch.com, not only to see the daily football history, but to experience positive football with our many articles on the good people of the game, as well as our own football comic strip, Cleat Marks Comics. Pigskindispatch.com is also on social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and don't forget the Pigskin Dispatch YouTube channel to get all of your positive football news and history. Special thanks to the talents of Mike and Gene Monroe, as well as Jason Neff for letting us use their music during our podcast.
This podcast is part of the Sports History Network, your headquarters for the yesteryear of your favorite sport. You can learn more at sportshistorynetwork.com.